Hey guys, welcome back. This is the next part of my organizational tips series that I've been doing, where I show you how I break down my traveling office bit by bit and how I stay organized and motivated to stay organized. And so I work from about 2 or 3 different locations on a regular basis, and what that means is that I need to have everything that I could possibly need with me at all times, but I need it broken down in a system that allows me to not have to utilize all of it all of the time. I need to be able to sometimes just grab exactly what I need and not have everything else sort of a part of it. So, you know, one large planner, one large binder is just not enough space for me to stay organized. First of all, it doesn't give me enough room for all of the notes and kind of lists and things that I need to keep, but it also just wouldn't be that efficient because I have so many little things that I'm responsible for that require a lot of information. So for me, it's just easier to break it up into bits. And today is the part where motivation to stay organized really starts to show, and kind of the frivolous side of it starts to show in the way I stay organized. I think a lot of us who enjoy the task of staying organized enjoy it because we make it a little bit fun. We make it a little bit fun and a little bit inspiring and a little bit creative, and it kind of keeps our juices flowing as we go through the tasks that we have to do every day, and that may not be as inspiring or creative or fun to do all the time. And so that's where these little notebooks come into play for me. These notebooks are just little notebooks that you can get from Michael's. You just get them in the little dollar bins. And this is where it becomes a little bit frivolous and really just about kind of the visual inspiration, the creative side for me, and about just making staying organized be a fun part of your day. The truth is that I really could keep everything that I have in all 4 of these notebooks in just one of them. And any one of them is gorgeous. They have glitter on them, they have flowers on them, they're each a little bit different, and you know, they all kind of have their own little bit of personality. Truth be told, though, when I was looking at these, I just was like, you know what, how can I pick just one? And the visual stimulation I get from all of them, seeing all of them together, really makes a big difference for me versus just having one. One is pretty, but they all 4 are amazing. And so, like I said, I could fit everything that I organized in all 4 of these into just one, but this to me is just more fun and more inspirational and keeps my creative juices flowing. So this is the way I've decided to do it, because after all, it's my traveling office and I can do it how I want, right? And so can you. You know, find something that works for you, that keeps you interested in staying organized, and then do that. So I'm just going to show you kind of what I have in each one. This first one is the one that I use really the most because I use it to keep all of my, all of the websites and groups and things that I'm responsible for organized. So, you know, I have some goals written in here, you know, some ideas written in here, just some task lists that I jot down in here. But you can see that I have these, you know, a bunch of tabs here in the back, and each tab is for a different either blog page or group or something that I am responsible for. And so for each tab, I go into this notebook and I jot down ideas or you know, things that I need to do in relation to each one of those groups, websites, you know, blog articles, what have you. So that's what I use this one for, and this is the one that I'm in the most, because really this is kind of pretty much all of my online work for the most part, minus like YouTube videos and a few other things. It's all kind of in this one book. The next book, which is this pretty one, is one that I have been using just for like financial planning. you know, anytime I read some kind of article or book or something about financial planning and I see something that I think is interesting or informative or whatever, I might jot it down into this journal. I keep, you know, goals written down in here, you know, still task lists and that type of thing, things that I need to do written down in here. And, you know, this is just kind of related to financial things. If there was something I needed to remember for some reason, I would write it down in here. So I just use this one for financial purposes. This next one I use to keep myself organized at home. And this is more, I actually have another calendar where I keep track of like menial chores that I need to get done. But this is more for like long-term goals, projects that I want to do. You know, this would be something if I were, you know, if you're somebody that like you need to paint the living room and you want to clean out the garage and rearrange the basement and, you know, things like that, you could write that down in here. But then if you had long-term goals like, oh, you want to add on another room to the back of the house or something like that, you could keep that as well. So I keep like my long-term goals in the front, and really that's just because those keep me kind of dreaming. If I open this book, I see those first, and it keeps me like thinking long-term. It keeps me, you know, it just keeps me kind of long-term focused on what, you know, what my dreams are. And then you can see I have a little tab in here, and that tab brings me to a section that I have labeled as short-term projects. And so I divide it up by room. You know, I have kind of each room or section of my home written in here, and you know, I write down projects that I'd like to get done, and as I get them done, I cross them off and I come up with more. So anyway, that's what this one's for. And then the last one is one that I kind of use for health, like health and wellness. I don't diet or anything like that, but I exercise, and because you guys know that I have like a lot of reactions to food, you know, I do really like study food a lot, and I'm really very conscious of what I eat and when I eat it, and I don't always eat clean, but if I'm going to eat something that's junk, I have to balance it out for a few days with things that are good, because I have to give my body time to heal and that kind of stuff. So this is just something where I will jot down, like if I'm reading a magazine or something, and look, I don't get caught up in fads and what the current trend is, and even advice from magazines or anything like that, because generally speaking, it's usually terrible advice. It's usually a lot of times spurned from like some research that was done that actually didn't produce solid results, and they just take a snippet of it and then turn it into this whole article. So I don't buy into any of that stuff. But, you know, if I see things that I think are interesting, maybe like facts or figures or, you know, research that I would like to do more research on or what have you, I will jot that down in my book. I will set goals for myself of things that I want to do, whether it's exercise related or what have you. Things that I am doing or already do, I might cross off, like I might highlight it off. And so I just, you know, give myself little challenges with these books. And this is kind of where I start to combine my work things with my home things. And because, you know, I'm other places a lot when I'm working and that kind of thing, I still have to be thinking about what are my goals for when I'm at home. And you know, when you work a lot of hours, you still have to accomplish things in your regular everyday life. And so this is just a good way for me to keep that in mind and keep myself pushing forward and setting goals, long-term, short-term, reachable, unreachable, keeping track of how I'm doing with them. And I mean, these are just pretty, right? This just makes me happy. Just looking at these books at some point in the day puts a little smile on my face, and it makes it all that much easier. It makes the process of staying organized that much more fun, and it just makes my day of, working and your brain is exhausted and you're tired and you've been at a desk for too long and whatever, it just makes it happy for just that split second when you see them. So that's what I do with that. And I'm going to show you one more thing that I keep with me, and this is just another notebook. I have a few things in here, so I'll show you what it looks like. Just got a little roller skating thing. This was a book that was given to me a few years back. And because this has this clear flap, I sometimes will tuck things underneath there. Like, a recipe I need to keep track of, a couple offers I need to keep track of, and just a little list of things I need to keep track of. I also have some little calendars that I have that are printed out for actually next year because, I haven't purchased a planner or any calendars for next year yet, so I just have these printed out, and then when I get one, I'll transfer what's on them into it. So I have these just tucked in under the flap, and I just jot anything down in here. I write things down in here that I need to do and scratch it off sometimes. I have a lot of different lists and things in here. I like to use this if there's something that I need to have a checklist for and I need it all the time and it's not going to change for long term. I'll write it in here. I also am keeping like a running tab of the products that I get this year, because at the end of the year I need to be able to do my favorites for 2014, and it's much easier to kind of know what I need to have in the running if I have a running list of it, so I keep that. I mean, I can really use this notebook for just about anything. I have used it in the past to keep like my daily schedules, but I don't really do that anymore because I have a more disposable way of dealing with that now. And so really this is just something that I keep, mainly lists that I need to refer back to often. It's just a good place to keep all of those in one place. And so that's kind of what I use that for. And so I think that's it for today, because this is definitely long enough. I still have a little bit more to show you, so maybe 1 or 2 more videos in this series. And if you have any questions about it, then let me know. If you have anything that you do that keeps you organized, or anything, maybe any products that you really like to use for organization because they make you feel inspired or creative, then please definitely let me know what those are down in the comment section below. And I think that's it for today, so I will see you next time. Bye.